That was one of the many members of the MoneyLion community asking about what to do when young people come into a large sum of money. It's a great question for our audience, especially given the large generational wealth transfer happening right now. Here to talk about what to do with a huge windfall of money is NFL veteran and Ivy League professor, Brandon Copeland. Brandon, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Brandon is a best-selling author and someone who's made it his mission to help young people maximize their financial opportunities. In addition to addressing today's topic, Brandon also has some awesome thoughts on creating your own board of directors for your life. You're gonna love what he has to say, so stick around. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite takeaways from our interview. All right, let's jump into our first big tip from Brandon Copeland. All right, Brandon. So I've seen a lot of people on TikTok and IG talking about coming into a large sum of money, either from selling their business, amassing huge crypto gains, or they're suddenly given this sizable inheritance. What's one thing you'd say to someone who just got an outsized amount of money, like more money than they've ever had before?
Yeah. So the first thing somebody should do when they come into a large amount of money is audit what their current situation is. What are you currently spending? What are you spending on? Do you like what you're spending on? And give yourself some time to be intentional around the next purchases that you make. Make sure that you are putting yourself in a position to grow into the future.
Real talk, if I suddenly came into serious money, we're talking about like tomorrow, what's the very first thing I should do? Like before I even tell my friends?
Always understand it is nothing but net, just like your favorite jump shot. A lot of times we see that top line number and we assume, hey, I'm making $1 million. Oh, that's my $1 million to spend. But really, by the time you get that back, especially if it's sudden, you're probably looking at about half. So don't blow it all in one place. Be intentional with your purchases.
Good call, especially after you pay taxes on that money, which is a whole other lesson for another day. I think a lot of people don't realize the tax implications tied to these big windfalls. What are some other common mistakes people make when dealing with, again, these outsized, unrealistically large sums of money?
Sometimes you have to be selfish in order to be selfless. Some of the most common mistakes when people come into a windfall of money are assuming that they can now take care of everyone else. When really this windfall is for you to set up a strong foundation so that you can have this safety net, not only for yourself, but also for some of those critical people in your life that you love or may want to have in the future.
Okay, what's one thing you do to keep a fresh perspective on life?
Every single year, at least one time a year on my birthday, I will spend time writing my eulogy, what I want read about me or said about me at my funeral. Ultimately, what that does is it gets to the point of what I am chasing in life like this. 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with money, and there are things that you can be activating on today. So it reminds you also, what are you waiting for?
For someone watching this who's 25 and doesn't have a lot of financial mentors or career coaches, what would you say to them?
The goal is simple. How do I increase the probability of me doing this right the first time? The first time we're taking on these big things, these big decisions, buying a house, buying a car, investing. It is great to have a team of mentors with differing specialties and expertise that have lived some of the things that you guys will be talking about to bounce ideas off of. It's ultimately going to help you inform your opinion.
What are some things you've learned from taking other people's advice, say from your board of directors, versus having the experience of learning on your own?
It is also very important to not just have blind faith. Hey, such and such said it, so I'm going to do it. Such and such said invest my money here, so I'm going to do it. Such and such said my financial advisor's life is different than mine. His tolerance of risk is different than mine. He's planning for a different future than I am. I have to hear his advice, listen to his advice, but throw it through a filter of what do I want with my life? What do I want my future to look like? And then make the best decision possible given the information I have for myself, my family, and my future.
That's a great tip, honestly. And it takes time to develop that filter because you're still forming your own opinions when you're in your 20s. For someone watching this who feels like they're starting from zero, What's the first mindset shift they need to make about money?
As you make money and you start to invest money, it can become a game of let me chase the next number, the next number, the next number, more. What does that person have? How do I compete when all of my needs are taken care of at this point in time, right? Ultimately, chasing that purpose of what you want thought, said, and read about you when it's all said and done is the only thing that matters.
Brandon, you've been such a great hang. Thank you for taking time today. We have one last question. Any final words for young people just starting their financial journey?
There are countless stories of people who've made a whole lot of money who have also blown it. So let's make sure that we contain our excitement and let's make sure that we're very, very intentional with how we steward the opportunity we have with this windfall of money.
Spoken like a true veteran of football, finances, and helping young people build a better future. Brandon, this has been incredible. Thank you so much for imparting some wisdom with our viewers. It was great talking with you.
I appreciate you having me.
All right, that was so awesome to hear from Brandon Copeland. Let's do a quick recap of the tips he had to share with us. Tip number 1, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Tip number 2, money is nothing but net. Net gain, that is. Tip number 3, you gotta build a plan before you execute. Solid advice. Tip number 4, money is a resource, not a legacy. Preach. Tip number 5, my personal favorite, learn from your own board of directors. Tip number 6, develop a thick skin for financial advice. Tip number 7, chase purpose, not money. And finally, tip number 8, be intentional with your financial future. I hope you found today's video as helpful as I did. If you had a tip or insight that stood out to you, be sure to comment down below. You can also share this interview with a friend looking for some legit financial wisdom. Hey friends, thanks for being with us today. Be sure to like and subscribe for more financial tips from top experts, mentors, celebrities, and influencers building generational wealth. That's it for today. See you soon.
Got a money question? Head to gobankingrates.com and ask away for a chance to win $500. Your question could be answered by a top financial expert.